Everybody, welcome back to Travel Trailer Nation. Today I wanted to talk to you about customer service models that are going across the RV industry. So maybe I'd add this to my book, Your Guide to Purchasing a Travel Trailer, because customer service matters. And when I use customer service, you might hear me interchange it between customer support or customer service. In particular, it's important during the warranty period. Because there's really nothing more frustrating than having poor customer service at the manufacturing level or even at the dealership level. And I may talk more about our most recent experience at the dealership level in an upcoming video, so stay tuned for that. So customer service may be something you want to investigate when you're seeking out the purchase of a new travel trailer. Keep in mind, we've had travel trailers from many different manufacturers, and even through the warranty period with the 2017 Grand Design Imagine, I could easily call in and talk to support reps right at the manufacturer. I can't really compare today's Grand Design to Alliance RV because I don't have a lot of experience in dealing with Grand Design support since, let's say, 2018, 2019. However, I did place a call to them after our Marfa trip this year, and I could have stayed on hold, and maybe I should have, because it took them a week to actually call me back on something simple, which was just a request for a simple skirt bracket. So obviously, I was a bit disappointed on that kind of customer service. That being said, Grand Design still has phone numbers for parts, service, warranty, in addition to inside sales team. So that is a group that I've successfully worked with while I was in warranty and outside of warranty. Now, Jayco is a bit of a hybrid with both service phone numbers and an email service request form. And I'll say this about Jayco. It seemed, at least back when we owned our Jaycos, that they were very happy to work with folks even when they were out of warranty. And I picked up on this when I was sitting in their dealer service area. I overheard some conversations, and then I actually talked to the service manager, and he said, yeah, they're really good about coming back even when people have been 5 years out of warranty and actually giving them some sort of assistance. Now, that was prior to 2017, so I'm not sure how they operate now that they are a part of Thor Industries. Now, Coachman, on the other hand, has a contact page that tells you to reach out to the dealer. So what are you to do when you're having a problem with the dealer? Well, I guess you call the main number and that's associated with Coachman Manufacturing. I'm not a fan of that approach. And I'm sure there's a myriad of other support models across the industry. I just picked these few as examples because we've owned their product. Now, Alliance RV, which is our current trailer, doesn't really have a way for you to interact with RV folks through phone lines. Everything's done via, let's call it, their email/online form. At least that's been my experience, and I've had 2 unsuccessful attempts at contacting them via phone. Both times I was told by the person that I connected with that I should just go and submit it online through that form. And the email process that they have them that kicks off is very iterative, and it makes for a real inefficient use of time for me as a customer of a new unit. So in both cases, it's taken an extraordinary amount of back and forth to get answers, multiple emails on the same subject, and that's frustrating because it could have all been resolved easily in a 5-minute conversation. Now it becomes a week-long project trying to go back and forth. I'm not sure Alliance would appreciate some of the responses I got either with this model of customer support. I'm actually really fond of their products so far. However, using an online support model for help is kind of like ordering a burger and getting a salad. It's technically food, but it's not what I requested, it's not what I wanted, and it's not what I needed. It's the drive-through of problem solving. It's efficient for the manufacturer, that's for sure, but the accuracy is unreliable. This is why you always check your bag at the drive-through before you pull away. Is this the future of support models across the RV industry? My guess is that it probably is. Even online chat, I would say, is better than this kind of a model of support. And believe me, I'm not a fan of chat either, because my group that does hosting for my websites uses online chat as a model of support. Some RV groups are actually using chat as well, although I've had no experience with it in that model with an RV manufacturer. Now, when it comes to my hosting provider, and we use the chat, it has some downsides. First, you have to authenticate yourself, which I don't really have a problem with. You're going to have to do that no matter what. Next time and then next you're actually describing your problem to folks that have English as a second language. And so there is some sort of a communication gap there, and it often leads to misunderstanding on the way that the information's interpreted that I'm sending over. And so then we get into a little bit of an iterative process there too. And then lastly, it requires screenshots, which is very much like alliances, send us attachments. And then they put me on hold and they go away for 10, 15 minutes to figure out what to do. And they come back and we get our problem resolved. So unlike the online form approach, I get my answer. While I wouldn't say it's right away, it is that day. Now, the upside to my hosting provider using the chat function is that they do send me a complete transcript of our conversation. So if there's any links in it that help me in the future, that's a great thing. They also have 24/7 support, which I would not expect of any RV manufacturer, but for me, it's a benefit in this type of support. So perhaps Alliance and other RV manufacturers would consider using this kind of feature in the future as opposed to this email form stuff, just so they can move the process forward. Now, the biggest thing I see as the drawback to this sort of email online form submittal for whatever's going on with your RV is that if you're out somewhere and you have an issue, you may not get the help you need right away. In fact, their auto response says, please let us know if you haven't heard from us within 2 days. That's really inconvenient. But my guess is that if you called their main number, if you had like some sort of a horrible thing going on at a campground, they might be able to help you just through that number. Maybe they would route you to someone. Like I said, I haven't had a lot of success that way, but my guess is they would probably help you. So that's kind of my take on customer service or support models as they stand right now. I'm not a big fan of where the industry's gone or where it appears to be headed, but man, keep your records, keep everything, so that everything gets followed up on, and hang in there. And until next time, happy camping.